How to take a compliment. This message is especially for those of us whom I like to call compliment correctors. And as a woman, I can say that most women have been this either part of their lives, if not all of it. Now, as a disclaimer, I want to say that I too am a compliment corrector. I struggle with accepting compliments. It's something that I definitely have gotten better at over the years, but it's still an area that I'm working on. So know that you are not alone. So you might be asking, what is a compliment corrector and how do I know if I am one? I'm glad you asked, let me tell you. A compliment corrector is someone who, when they receive a compliment, respond in one of two ways. Number one, explains why the person who complimented you is wrong and why that compliment isn't warranted. Or two, you take the complimenter's attention away from what they were complimenting you on and redirect it to an area of your life that you see as a flaw. Let's break down each of those tactics of a compliment corrector with an example of each and the impacts they have. So for the first tactic, which once again is when you respond to a compliment with explaining why that compliment is wrong and not warranted. And for the example, we're actually going to use something that I unfortunately really struggle with, which is accepting a compliment about the color of my hair. So when someone says, I love your hair color, my immediate reaction is, oh, my hair is dyed. This isn't my hair used to look like this was my natural hair color, but it's not my natural hair color anymore. So yeah, so I pretty much completely disqualify their compliment and then they feel awkward, which is one of the impacts when we respond to compliments that way. It's as if the person is like so excited, like they're Care Bear staring us with love and appreciation, and then we just immediately boop, cut it off. Or another way to look at it is as if they give you a gift and you take that gift and you look at it and then you say, you know what, this actually isn't a good gift. It's completely wrong. And you give it back to that person and then they just feel very awkward. Now let's talk about the second tactic. When you redirect the complimenter's attention to something that you see that is a flaw in you. This is something that I see all the time, especially with women in regards to talking about our bodies. So for example, say that someone says to you, oh my gosh, you look so skinny. And you respond with, oh, have you seen my thighs? And then that person responds with, oh no, but look at my arms. I mean, oh my goodness. This is something that can go on and escalate. I call it a flaw fight, where we're just going back and forth, not taking a compliment, or if we get a compliment, then we rebound it with a flaw about ourselves. And it just becomes this never-ending cycle. And it's almost as if we're trying to compete for who is the most flawed person. So as you can see, that has negative implications on several levels, but basically no one walks away feeling great about themselves. And I think what is also worse is that by allowing those conversations to continue, then we're saying that it's okay to talk negatively about ourselves and our bodies. But there is something to say about the kind of conversations that we allow to exist, or that we stop, or that we encourage, and just what that contributes to positively and negatively. So try to break up a flaw fight when you get into one. Now, I know you may be like me, you may be a highly trained and sophisticated compliment corrector, but it's time that we let that go and instead trade in for the role of compliment collector. Now, I'm not talking about you going out and asking everyone you see to give you a compliment. That's not the type of collection I'm talking about. I'm talking about that when you receive a compliment, that you collect it instead of deflect it. Yeah, I'm getting really big into the alliteration on this one. So here's how you do so. There are 2 levels to becoming a highly trained compliment collector. Level 1, be quiet. Basically, when someone gives you a compliment, the only words that need to come out of your mouth are, thank you. That's it. Thank you. That's it. Not thank you, but, or no, thank you, you're wrong. Just thank you. Just thank you. And I know that sounds easy enough to do, but you probably know as much as I do that that is not easy. That it's going to take a lot of willpower, a lot of self-restraint, because it's hard to reprogram these things that we've gotten used to in being compliment correctors to being a compliment collector. Honestly, I think a great way to practice this and to break free of that routine patterns we have of just resisting compliments would be to talk to a friend of yours who maybe always compliments you on a certain thing and be like, hey, I need you to say that to me right now. And I'm going to try to be quiet. I'm going to try just to say thank you and nothing else. And I think that's totally fine. I think it'd be fun. I think it would be encouraging and helpful to you and to that person, because so many of us struggle with accepting compliments. So that is the first thing to master, just letting a compliment come in and not putting up a defense. The second thing is to collect it and let it resonate. This is especially true with compliments regarding you as your character and your personality. Let's say someone says, "Hey, I think you're nice," and I have to go, I don't think that person's a psychopathic liar, so maybe I am nice. In our moments when we're struggling with our self-worth, we can be especially quick to deflect compliments on who we are as a person. If you are deeply struggling with valuing yourself right now, whether that's a momentary thing, seasonal, lifelong, whatever, I want you to do me a favor. I want you to imagine everyone in your life who is a positive person, someone who from time to time will give you a compliment about your character or your personality. Okay, so picture all those people. Imagine them standing in front of you. They're probably smiling, Care Bear staring love and appreciation towards you. Now you have to decide if you think these people are either liars, crazy, or telling the truth. Because when you drill down to the heart of the matter, if you never collect any compliments they give about you, you're basically deep down saying that you think that they're lying or crazy, like they don't know what they're saying. Taking it down to that granular level has really helped me. I've realized I don't think these people I have in my life are liars or insane. So it leaves me to recognize that there's truth in their words. And I need to collect those compliments and let them resonate within me. It's still hard and it's a process, but the more that you practice it, the more it gets easier. And I hope thinking through that whole little process will help you to accept compliments better as well. So I hope you are with me on this journey to transition from being a compliment corrector to a compliment collector. And until next time, as always, remember that you are valuable and desperately needed in this world.